Hey everyone, I'm back from vacation, and despite Wizards trying to throw me a curveball of shadow dropping a lair on the way to the airport, we managed to get that out really quick. Sorry, it was super scuffed. They gave me some breathing room, so I was able to enjoy my vacation, not having to worry about magic for a couple days. But as soon as I got back, not only did we get a super drop, but we also got a whole commander deck list. So we're going to get into the super drop today. We're going to cover the commander deck soon, but I think it needs its own video. But today we're going to be talking about the super drop and what is the most expensive lair to date. Let's get into it. Alright, we've got a whole new super drop, Ultimate Pencil. They may have meant to release this on the 28th, but I think between this and the commander deck reveal and everything they've been doing, I think they've gotten all their dates wrong and they missed a bunch of marks here. So we're going to get it in 2 weeks. We're getting it on May 12th. That's pretty good for us. By the way, sorry if my voice sounds kind of weird. I caught a little sickness from all the kids running around Universal Epic, but that's okay. We're going to power through. And we're going to kick things off right with the first layer. These two layers, they are doing a collab with a local Seattle radio station, KEXP. It's some indie station in Seattle. If you know it, I guess you know it. I have no idea what it's about, but hey, I think they like it and they did a collab with them, so hooray for that. First one up is You Are Not Alone, and it's a group hug themed layer. We've got a few cards. Let's jump right in. First card up is Cultural Exchange. It's kind of neat looking. It's $23 in the foil, $7 in the non-foil. This is the first reprint we've gotten in basically 24 years. Ranked 12,605 because no one plays this. It's a 6-mana, 1-for-1 you can exchange some creatures. Seems pretty cool, but again, this is a more neat factor than it is super playable. After that, we've got Folio Fancies. I kind of like how this looks. It's got some old Trapper Keeper vibes. $2 card in the foil, non-foil. Seen 3 reprints. Last saw this 5.5 years ago. Ranked 2536 on EDH Rec. After that, we've got Concordant Crossroads. You may recognize the artist from the Ponder that we had with the big turtle on it. That was pretty sweet. I'm not sure why the green card is so prominently displaying a killer whale with a boombox, but I don't really know anything. Maybe that's the vibe for the radio station. Anyways, it's a $20 card in the foil, 16 in the non-foil. Seen 6 reprints. We've also seen another secret layer printing of this before. Last saw this almost 3 years ago. Ranked 1373 on EDH Rec. After that, we've got Rites of Flourishing. It's a $6 card in the foil, 26 cents in the non-foil though. Seen 4 reprints. Last saw this 9 months ago. Ranked 1506 on EDH Rec. I know it costs 2 and a green, and then it does some other stuff. I'm pretty sure you get to draw an extra. Everyone gets to draw an extra card. Everyone has to play an extra land. But boy, oh boy, does that text not help. Font of Mythos rounds out the layer. Everyone gets to draw 3 cards in their draw step. It's a $53 foil, $16 in the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints. Last saw this 5.5 years ago. Ranked 2129 in EDH Rec. So checking out the layer stats, this one's actually pretty decent. We got 42.93 here for the non-foil pricing, and we've got 104. Obviously, there's some scarcity foils here, but $104 for the foil isn't bad at all. Looking at the foil and the non-foil rating, we've got a 5 for the financials. The asterisk is only there for the foil, as there are some scarcity foils there. Solid value. This one actually bats above the average for once, so that's nice to see. We've got a 3 for playability. It's group hug, so these are more niche cards than normal. So not super playable, but if you're looking to do group hug stuff, these cards will certainly help you out. Art, I gave it 2. While I like all of the different arts here pretty well, I would have given this a 3 because there's no cohesiveness to any of the cards here. Some of the cards look really cool. Some of them just look okay, but I'm taking off a little more points here because some of these are just illegible and I don't like that. Again, I think individually, I think these are cool looking cards, but without a theme and being a little illegible, I'm just going to give it a 2 because I'm going to grade hard on art today. So looking at the total score for Are You Not Alone, we've got a 3 for the foil and a 3.5 for the non-foil, the foil losing off that half point for scarcity foils. Moving right along, we've got the next layer, Where the Music Matters, which is another land layer, similar to the SpongeBob lands that we just got. This one features 2 of every basic, which is really nice. I do enjoy seeing 2 of every basic. I'm not going to go through all the lands. Here's what they look like. I think they look pretty decent. Some of them better than others. I like that they feature the mana symbol. I don't like that they are actual human locations, not fantasy of any kind. But it is what it is. If you like them, you like them. I do think they look good. I don't think these look silly. Stats-wise, they're both zeros. There's no financial value here. This is purely if you like this aesthetic or you want to feature this aesthetic in a deck, then snag them. Looking at the ratings, it's a 1 for the financial, it's a 1 for playability. Just because you put them in everything, it's not worth giving them a score because of their playability. And art gets a 3. I think they're good, not great. I don't, nothing here is making me upset, but nothing here is making me want to run out and pick up a bunch of these. Total rating for Where the Music Matters is a 1.8. It does get a half-point boost because they're giving us more than 5 cards, and I do like that. That is it for the radio station collabs. Odd collab choice, but hey, I'm here for it. Moving now to featuring Howell. And this is a cool artist. You may know him from his works drawing for Bob's Burgers. I think it's pretty clear once you see the art. We've seen a few of his cards before. He's drawn a couple of times for Magic. Now we have a whole layer featuring him. And notably, his featuring is 5 cards, not 4, which is a nice departure from what we've seen before in terms of artist layers. So that's great. Let's get into the cards. First up is a solid choice. We've got Agent of Treachery. This is a $7 card, $6 in the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints, last saw this just under 6 years ago, ranked 1856 on EDH Rec. After that, we've got Priest of Forgotten Gods. This is a $2 card, seen 4 reprints, last saw it 6 months ago, ranked 1482. Next up, we've got a pretty decent CEDH card in Treasonous Ogre. It's a $9 card in the foil and the non-foil. Seen just 1 reprint before this. Last saw that 5 years ago and is ranked 2408. After that, we've got Uncivil Unrest. This is the first time we're getting a foil printing of this, but the non-foil goes for about $11. Seen 1 reprint. Last saw that one 2 years ago and ranked 2450. Finally, did you guess it? It's a Marchesa the Black Rose layer also, for whatever that's worth to you. I think this looks kind of silly, but kind of fun. If you want to run Marchesa as your commander, I think this is a cool alt version to use for that. Anyway, she's a $2 card in the foil, $1 in the non-foil. Seen 5 reprints and a secret layer one before this one. Last saw it almost 2 years ago, ranked 3928 on EDH Rec. Looking at the stats here, non-foil's not too bad, 2998. We're basically breaking even here when it comes to reprint value, which is pretty nice. Foils come to a 3152, so not quite the foil price, but overall I think it's pretty decent when it comes to the singles value. So looking at the foil and the non-foil ratings, we've got a 3 for the foil financials and a 4 for the non-foil financials. Pretty solid layer, just misses out a little bit on that foil value because of that increased price, but overall not too bad. Playability, this is a 4. All these cards see plenty of play in EDH, which is pretty nice. Obviously Marchesa is a great commander. Art I gave a 3, even though I love Bob's Burgers. It's not because I think the art is super amazing. No hate to Jay, it's just not my vibe. I do like that all the cards can play together, but it's still a little disjointed in how the art doesn't really go together. It's just kind of similarly drawn. So for me, it gets a 3, but I don't mean that with any hate. If you really like this, I think you could easily move that up. So looking at the total scores, we've got a 3.3 in the foil and a 3.8 in the non-foil. That financial value for the foil, just bringing it down just a hair, but overall, it's a pretty decent layer. Everything on Fire is the next layer, and this is some of the sweetest art and possibly some of the most controversial things we're going to talk about tonight. I think it looks absolutely amazing. This layer is tailor-made, except for this first card. It's tailor-made for the modern burn player. A bunch of cards for them in here, so even though you're going to play a tier 2 deck, you're going to look cool doing it. Starting things off with Chain Lightning. It's a 30-cent card in the foil and the non-foil. Seen 9 reprints and a secret layer before this. Last saw it 9 months ago and is ranked 5539. Look at this. Look how cool this is. This art looks sweet. Adam knocked it out of the park with this one. Next up, we've got Dragon's Rage Chandler in what can only be described as art that goes absolutely the hardest. I love this. I'm gonna buy probably too many of these because this art looks sick. It's a $2 card though, $1 in the non-foil. Seen 4 reprints, last saw it 9 months ago, ranked 1966. Taking it down a little bit with this big ol' ogre She-Hulk thing, casting Lava Spike. It's $2.50 in the foil, $1 in the non-foil. Seen 4 reprints, last saw this 3 years ago, ranked 11,000 on EDH Rec. After that, we've got Rift Bolt. This card again just looks awesome, but it's 20 cents, 10 cents in the non-foil. Seen 7 reprints. Last saw this almost 2 years ago, ranked 12,000 on EDH Rec. That's right. Who knew single target 3 damage isn't super great in Commander. Finally, rounding out the layer, we've got a classic burn staple, Skewer the Critics. Again, it's 13 cents, 9 cents in the non-foil. Seen 4 reprints, last saw it 9 months ago, ranked 8117 on EDH Rec. So overall stats, how does this layer line up? Well, it's terrible. I mean, it's $2.60 in the non-foil and $4.80 in the foil. So yeah, this is gonna get probably some of the lowest ratings, but wait, there's more. Do you want to flex just immature spending habits? Well, do I have a deal for you? Wizards is gonna bring you raised foils for 100 clean bucks. You're gonna get the same $5 worth of cards. If you buy this, I don't think it's the flex you think it is, but hey, it's your money. If you've got $100 and you couldn't figure out literally any, I think actually lighting $100 on fire would be a better use of the $100 than giving it to Wizards for raised foils for $5. But hey, it's your money. Use it how you please, I guess. I don't know if this is here because they actually think this is going to work, or if maybe someone will misclick on it and give them $100 extra by accident. It's pretty ridiculous, and I mean, if you want to buy it, that's on you. You've obviously made peace with your god, so that's fine. You know, $100 for $5 worth of cards. Go nuts. We're moving on to the ratings now, and because they've introduced a new type of foiling, and we're having a third option here, we have a third rating. It changes nothing. It's still a 1. This is a 1 across the board for financial. Do not buy this for financial value. This is terrible. Also, these cards aren't playable. It's a 2, at least in Commander. Like, if you're playing this for Commander, this is a terrible layer. Art, I gave a 4. I think most of the art here looks sick. Lava Spike's got a little too much green for my personal liking in the layer. There isn't enough cohesion between all the cards. It's pretty dang close. But overall, I think it's sick looking. I think that the Darcy is amazing. I'm going to snag 2, probably just for her, which shows you how stupid I am. I'm not getting the raised foils though. That's insane. I'm just gonna buy some non-foil ones. So looking at the total for Everything Is on Fire, we've got a 1.2 for the raised foil, a 2.2 for the foil, and a 2.2 for the non-foil. Raised foil is losing a half point because of Corpo Greed, a new metric that we have entered into our statistic because Wizards has decided to do something completely ridiculous. We're going to grade them for it, and, you know, it's not a good grade. So they lose half a point for doing garbage greed stuff. So yeah, 1.7 for the raised foil. Moving on. Final layer is Vroom, aka known as Spec. Hand over all your money to Wizards because everything you said was a lie, and it doesn't matter because they got you and you're going to give them all your money. This one is for everyone trying to force prowess in Modern. Sorry, that's me. I've been doing it for years. I love playing a tier 3 deck and going to RCQs and being a huge friggin' joke, getting top 9s multiple times, never hitting that top 8 baby, but hey, maybe next time, you never know. Anyways, let's get into the cards. Lava Dart, near and dear to my heart. $8 in the foil, 25 cents in the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints, last saw 9 months ago, ranked 6081 on EDH Rec. Look at this card. Look how friggin' sick this art is. You're going to notice a theme. Everything is kind of like these spirally action lines, and it's all kind of Japanese themed Oni, but also motorcycles and some other. You're going to see the art, just this whole layer looks amazing. I think Toro Terada just did a fantastic job. These cards just look great. Next up, we've got the classic prowess staple. You know him, you love him. Well, you probably hate him in Standard, Pioneer, Modern, and everything else, but I love him. It's Monastery Swift Sphere. Look at this dude. 30-cent card in the foil and non-foil. Seen 8 reprints before this and 1 secret layer. This secret layer, I need 2 more cool Swift Spears to go with the 2 cool ones I already have. And then the other 20-something Swift Spears because I never sell them. Neither here nor there. Point being, I'm going to get 2 more cool Swift Spears to round out my collection here, and very excited to do so. Next, we've got Soulscar Mage, and this art just looks so cool. I wish the card was actually a little better and a little more playable. I will just probably jam 2, just because, even though I think the little Storm Chaser's Talent is a better card currently, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. $4 in the foil, $2 in the non-foil. Seen 2 reprints, 1 being a secret layer, but it looks stupid compared to this. That's like Babytown Frolics. Now this new art is just epic looking. I love it. Last saw this almost 4 years ago, ranked 11,000 because you don't play this in EDH at all. But hey, This is for all my prowess homies. Next up, we've got Underworld Breach, just in time for that modern ban, baby. $10 in the foil, $7 in the non-foil. Seen 5 reprints, last saw it 9 months ago, but it's ranked 448 on EDH Rec because this card is still a house. It's a game changer, and now you can play it and have all your opponents grown, but now you're doing it in style. Finally, rounding out the Lair, probably the weakest of the arts, but it's still pretty sick. Mishra's Bauble. It's a dollar card in the foil, and the non-foil. Seen 7 reprints, last saw it 9 months ago, ranked 1247 on EDH Rec. So looking at the stats, we've got $10 in the non-foil and $24 in the foil. Not the worst we've ever seen, certainly not great. These cards aren't actually worth a lot of money. They just are to me because I love playing this deck, but oh yo. But boy, oh boy, do they look nice. At least I'm going to look good while I burn cash. And if I want to burn cash even faster, that's right, it's back again. We've got another raised foil for $100. That's right, for the low cost of $100, you can buy $25 worth of foils. Does that sound like a good deal? No, it friggin' does not. Don't do this. Or do it. I don't care. It's your money. But don't cry to me when your raised foils aren't actually worth that much, because this is just WotC bleeding you dry. So looking at the ratings for this, we've got a 1 for the raised foil financial. We've got a 3 for the foil. It's actually not too bad when it comes to the foil. And back to a 1 for the non-foil. There's just no value here whatsoever. Even the foils, I would hesitate to say that it's going to hold that much value. Understand that you're buying this purely for its playability, kind of in mod. I don't even know why you're buying this. I don't know how many people are jamming prowess. Maybe now that Corey Steelcutter is a thing and you can jam prowess in a few formats, these cards will come back up. But truly, this is not a tier 1 deck. There's like 12 of us still trying to play prowess, but you know, there it is. It's a 3 for playability. Art, I gave a 5. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to not only sick art, but also a thematic through line through all the cards. You can see the conscious choice to draw everything with a similar aesthetic. I just absolutely love everything that's going on here. 5s across the board. Looks great. So the final layer for Ultimate Pencil, we get a 1.9 for the raised foil, a 3.0 for the foil, and a 2.9 for the non-foil. Again, there's a little bit of a scarcity foil thing going on here with Lava Dart. It's not that big a deal, but we still count it, and we're giving it a half point off. And again, the raised foil is getting that half point off again for Corpo Greed, because screw that. That is a crazy price to ask, especially when the last time they did this, which was just that shadow drop where I was gone, they dropped it for $60 for the foil 4-card layer of, you know, I think the art looks great. That layer's not out of stock. That layer's not even low stock. This is a crazy price point. I think it kind of makes this whole thing kind of scummy feeling, despite these layers looking really cool. Yeah, please don't buy the raised foil things. I think it's ridiculous. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Again, yeah, I can't believe that they're charging $100 for just 5 cards. But hey, it's 2025, anything can happen. I'll be covering the Commander deck very soon, so if you want to stay tuned and stay up to date with when that comes out, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, do all the stuff. You don't have to ding the bell. It'll tell you probably, or put it up in your feed regardless of whether you ding the bell or not. But, you know, leave a comment, do things to let me know what you think of the raised foil. I've been pretty candid with my opinion of it, but let me know what you are. Maybe I'm off my rocker. Maybe it's completely reasonable to ask for $100 for 5 cards. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Let me know down below. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.